Y'all know what's poppin', man. It's your boy. We back. Okay, bet. AKA K Trade. Almost lost the mic. And man, oh man, pre-market just opened. I guess, well, not pre-market. Overnight hours just opened up on, on the platforms, and everything is going absolutely bonkers right now. IBM is up 15%. Microsoft is up what, 4%, 3%? Absolutely nuts. Adobe up 5%. No, Microsoft is up 2.5%. CRWV is up 4%. Palantir is up 4%. Now is up 10%. IBM's up, 10%, but it was up at 15%. NVDA is up almost 2%. But so we're gonna go over basically Friday. You know what happened Friday and stuff like that, and then man, see if we can get a game plan for some of these moves, bro. This is crazy. This is nuts. It's so funny because we were just going over these on the live, CoreWeave and Adobe and Boeing and CRM and all these different ones. Literally, CRM was the one we went over at the end of the live, and I talked about how this consolidation was good, to hold and buy time. Now we're sitting about right here. I had to draw a little, draw a little fake candle so we can give you some perspective of where we are. But before we do all that, let's get straight into it. So let's go over basically what we did on Friday first. Right, Friday we didn't really do much with SPY. We played other tickers. Well, I actually was traveling during market open, so I missed all the opening moves. But SPY didn't really do much. That's why we weren't really too concerned about it. It did form somewhat of a little flag right here, a little channel. So if it does want to get a little pullback, it definitely can. Come into this week, stuff like that. But before we get into the game plan, like I said, let's go over the other moves real quick. Microsoft. Jeez Louise, man. Jeez Louise. Microsoft right now is sitting, it just peaked at 468. Right now it's sitting at 462. So let's give just ourselves, just something to, just visually see. Oh, look, I had the alert at 468. Yeah, we're about to be up. If you swung 450s, you're going to be up, man. You're going to be up. I told y'all, I said, hey, with Microsoft, just roll by time, right? Roll by time. So 468. So just for visual, so we can kind of get ready for the game plan. But yeah, this is crazy, and it's still, look, mind you, go to the weekly. This is still nothing, right? Look, this is kind of where we are. Look at the overall picture. What I tell y'all, you got to watch out for those traps, right? We get above, right, that 440. Well, I guess 450. We already smacked it. So basically where we are now, we're just gonna have to basically watch this, that same area where we talked about yesterday, 468. So if we do kind of, like I said, because that's where the wick is kind of sitting right here at 468. But it's already kind of getting a little pullback now. So basically, all we're gonna have to do for Microsoft, and man, again, this is just another way to, another reason to get you to really practice patience. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we talk about it every day, every stream. We talk about patience, zoom out, patience. Right? And then how now, if you were patient, remember, we've been talking about Microsoft for like 2 weeks. It kind of got us last week with the fake out, whatever. We had to roll, whatever, boom, we caught Microsoft on the open, last Thursday, swung to last Friday. By the time I got off the plane, we're already at 442. So I opened my phone to a nice little bag. And, I had rolled, but I'm like, okay, I'm not going to leave too many, because I just got off the plane. You see these huge moves. You got to lock in some of that profit, right? Because remember, we still need to manage our portfolio, and you gotta, roll by time, stuff like that. So, this is gonna be crazy. All the way directly straight to support. So Microsoft is probably gonna be my number one watch going into this week. Like I said, we already have that overnight high of 468. So if we do open up kind of anywhere in between, where we at right now, 462, right? If we open up anywhere kind of between there, all we have to do is, remember, look left, zoom out, relax, be patient, nothing too crazy, right? 455. If we can hold that overnight high, that'll be a nice little entry. But I hope we don't just absolutely open up at like 475 already, right? Because that's what I wanted to get for target this week, was some 475s. But this gap up is absolutely nuts. So so we got Microsoft. What's some other ones? Adobe. Oh wait, ADBE. I picked ABDE. Look at this one on the daily, right? It's been consolidating for a while. Right, we finally got this little pop. Now Adobe is currently sitting at 471. So that means it's already gapped up. Bang, right here to our next level. Right, everything's kind of already gapping up to certain levels. And the reason we had this level is because of this gap close. And it's actually, it's actually just pushing more. It just pushed 2% more right now. Oh my goodness, yeah, this is nuts. 473 now, I guess. But so basically, like I said, if anything, obviously be more patient. But some of these, I might have to just buy time at open and wait for another re-entry. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy, man. But yeah, basically anything over that 270, right? Because when we have a gap fill, you might get a little pullback, right? If it does pull back in here, that'd be even better place to buy around the 260. But the way everything's just been absolutely ripping and popping, this might be one of those momentum ones, right? Mind you, we've been in this consolidation for a long time, since January 2024. So we've been, we had a couple fake breakouts here, but if we can finally actually break out of this, and it still looks like it's pumping right now, so we can, right, get above that 285-ish, 290 area, right? That'll be kind of that breakout zone, and in between there, right, you probably got 300. It'll be an easy magnet, right? Psychological numbers, you know how that works. And yeah, man, this thing might be, this thing might just absolutely rocket right back to 330. And like I said, right now, it's up 4.5% overnight, and it's going pretty nuts right now. So we got Adobe. Let's see. We just looked at CRM. Yeah, CRM's already up crazy. CRWV. CRWV is up. Man, this just, it hurts to watch when you're not in the, some of them, because like I said, you can't just get into everything all of a sudden, and then a lot of them I didn't even hear about until the weekend and stuff like that. So right now CoreWeave is at 113 with its peak at 115. 113 right here. So look, CoreWeave, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know that there's other tickers that are already just going crazy. IBM, perfect example. But I don't want to really chase the ones that are already getting that, all-time high death candle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be the person that buy into the highest candle. Like, that's why we kind of been shying away from SPY right now, because SPY has just been pumping, right? SPY's just been going and going and going. So we've been kind of rolling, buying time, right? What do I always talk about? Just buy time, right? And if it just keeps running and running, roll, buy some more. You know what I'm saying? It's all you can do. So yeah, CoreWeave is actually, this is gonna be a good one, right? Because it's not even all the way up too fat, So I mean, it is up fat, and pre-market's up 4%. But I'm saying, like, as far as still being able to get in, right? Especially if we can open up above kind of this area, right? We probably get a little bit above here, even if they kind of want to reject it here first a little bit. No big deal. I think it's still gonna be good to buy, even at its like 110 level, right? Even if they want to just come close the gap real quick, I wouldn't even be mad at that. That'd be even better, right? So this is one of those ones, like I said, I'll probably have to do like starter positions and do a size in, because like I said, just because everything is pumping, you don't want to just be blindly just whatever Trump said. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it can play out like that, and we kind of hope it does kind of just go, but we don't want to just put all your eggs in one basket and just start flooding every ticker you hear, because some of them, like I said, not all of them just automatically go crazy, right? Some of them for earnings went 40%, some of them went up and then ended up going down. So you still got to make sure you're being careful, right? Don't just get caught in the hype of trying to just buy everything he says. You still got to look at the charts, what looks good, you know what I'm saying? And then, kind of go from there. And we already got this nice little double bottom here, right? Nice little double bottom, call it cup and handle, right? Whatever you want to call it, right? But if this looks good over 115, I'll probably, like I said, already start scaling into this one. We got gaps up here, right? We got gaps right here. So yeah, it's one of those ones I'll probably just buy time on, let that thing go. Boeing. Okay, now Boeing is one of the only ones right now that has not popped in pre-market. It's actually down 0.1%, like, not much, but everything else is up 3%, 5%, 10%, you know what I'm saying, 50%. So Boeing, they did just buy a bunch of Boeings, and then Trump spoke about Boeing a little bit. He didn't really say much about it, but he just mentioned it and stuff like that, and they've been buying Boeing up. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be watching this one too. And look at this on the 6 month. I noticed this. Mind you, Boeing's been in the same spot since COVID, right? Since 2020, I ain't really went nowhere. But we got a nice little. You look at the candle closes, right? We got a nice little inverse cup and handle on the 6 month, with this last month being the 6 month, right? So if this is a true inverse head and shoulders, right? If we're gonna, whatever, because they fixed a little sound barrier issue too, so they're trying to, and then we're gonna fly to space, and all this possible stuff when it comes to just, aerospace and flying and all that stuff. So Boeing, people always gonna have to fly. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that are kind of like, you can reason with, like, okay, even if Trump wasn't blasting this one out, but I mean, like I said, off technicals, it looks good, right? You got your little inverse head and shoulders neckline, and like I said, if this is truly bullish, then by the end of this month, we should get a nice little pump back over, right? To give this candle the nice little closure that that it deserves. So we're gonna see, right? We're gonna keep Boeing on watch, but Boeing is one of those ones we're gonna buy time, and then it also has earnings, I think, at the end of this month. So something to watch out for, right? Boeing, Microsoft, yeah, we did that. Adobe, yep. CRWV, yep. Boeing, yep. Microsoft, yep. Palantir, all right, yeah. Palantir. Actually, I'm still recording. All right, good. You're making good, man. We only 10 minutes in. Palantir. Palantir is up 3% right now. It is sitting at 161. So this is also another one that y'all asked me about, towards the end of the day, and I was like, let's take a look at it, because like I said, we normally only trade SPY on this way up, right? We just being consistent. Not to say we haven't traded other tickers, we have, but 85%, maybe 90% SPY. But now we got, let me see, what I say, 161. Yeah, 161. At peak at 163. Just put 163. Right? So again, this is why I'd rather go over these than the other ones, because we're not even at all-time high yet. So, if they want to keep pumping this one, right? And then technicals look good, right? Everything looks pretty good for this so far. And if we do start to break back over, this channel, and we hold this, right, kind of where we are now, as long as we can get this close really over that 160, we might be able to start, getting some nice little rolls to push, back up to that 180 level, and then possibly, like I said, gap at all-time highs. You know what I'm saying? So if this is gonna do what everything else has kind of been doing, I'm not, again, not just saying go out there and blindly buy the closest strike on calls and just it's gonna go up 1,000,000%. You still have to be patient, right? Not everything is gonna move 10% overnight, right? We would appreciate it, of course, but it's not just to say that it's gonna happen every time. So remember, you do your due diligence, you see which ones you like the best, right? And if you can afford to do all of them, so be it. It's your money, So yeah, Palantir looks pretty good. I like this one as well. We're definitely gonna be watching this one now. The big one everybody keeps asking me about now. Everybody keeps asking me about this now, and I like this one probably. Also, it's probably in the top 3, because I know I keep saying I like this one, but these are some good setups, and then especially with the backing that it has, the conversation around it still looks good to me. You know what I'm saying? So, right, we're still inside this channel, of course, right? We just broke above that major, major, I guess. Yeah, this is weekly. So yes, it's a major resistance up here, right? So we'll be targeting this next area about 135. But again, now it's already up. It's already up 10%. So another one we missed, man. It is what it is. So this one's right now is at 136. So let's see. It's there. Okay, cool. It's there. So that's good, actually. So we're already at our next level. So all we're gonna have to do, remember, be patient. Let it, don't just instantly buy in full side. You know what I'm saying? You want to scale into these things, right? You want to get that confirmation first, because you can be that person, and this can be the one ticker that you're like, yeah, we're going in, and then it just, rug pulls everybody. Like, we don't for a fact know, right? Everything is up 10%, but what if they want to just use this week to close the gaps on everything, right? So you don't want to just blindly, it's up 10%, boom, I'm buying. You know what I'm saying? You got to give it some time. So, yeah, give that some time. But like I said, if it does just go, which it would be a lot easier if it does just go right above 136, 140, right, push back up to that 150, it'll be a pretty nice, easy shot to 160, in my opinion. So, yeah, really on that same area, 155 to 160-ish, top of that week up here. Yeah, right, so in between this zone. So, like I said, this also has good room to go, even though, yes, it is spiking crazy right now. But, I mean, if it wants to keep going, right? Look at all the other ones that went absolutely bonkers. All right. And then it's the one that I hate the most, because this is the one that I actually was like, I'm going to play this. I was like, okay. I was talking to my neighbor, my boy SJ. I'm like, bruh, we got to get some IBM to it. And it's just sick. But this one actually popped like 15%. Right now it's only up 8%. So it did get some initial pullback, which is good, because this is disgusting, bro. Like, what? Come on, man. Look, it was up at 350, gang. It already tagged 3. This is frustrating. But right now it's sitting at 325, which is still over all-time highs, I believe. Yeah, see, it's literally still sitting at all-time highs. So, I mean, it's not that bad. Like I said, things happen. You miss some. But not to say, remember, I always say, you never really miss a trade, right? You might have missed a move, but there's always a trade to be made. You know what I'm saying? As long as you find a good setup, find the good, prices, all the good support, just all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You'll always be able to get in at some point, right? But we just don't like chasing huge top of the green candle, right? We want to see a little pullback first. So as of now, we kind of are getting the pullback. So we're already kind of pulling back, like I said, to 325. So we're sitting at right now. So if this holds, overnight, whatever, and we do start to get a little push, obviously I would want to see it kind of attempt to close first, or check that gap, because if the gap, like I said, the gap doesn't close immediately and it starts holding and pushing, by time, you know what I'm saying, let that thing go, scale into the position. So IBM, like I said, I'm still gonna be rocking with it. Let's get over to another Mag 7 one that we had a little weird end of day dump, but right now it's gapping up. NVDA is up almost 2%, and it's pumping right now. It's at 215, which is, it's pretty good. Obviously, the Mag 7 ain't giving us these, 40% pumps overnight. That would be crazy. If we can get a Mag 7 move pump 40% overnight, we'd be rich, filthy. I'm talking different. Don't let me get a 40% a SPY move. What? Psst, don't even talk to me. I don't even know y'all. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. So NVIDIA, kind of the same thing. We're still kind of being a little hesitant with that dump end of day. It's not the end of the world, of course, but you just want to, again, do your due diligence. You don't just want to euphoria. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, a lot of traders will do that. You'll get caught into the buy. And then, you might catch a little piece, but you never know. You just never know, right? And even if they don't want to reclaim it, they're just going to roll back down, right? We might come all the way down into 200, maybe even 195, you know what I'm saying, if we can't hold, right? Obviously, there's steps before that. Like, we have to lose about 210, so 208 to 210. So if we did lose that, like I said, it was music. I'm not going to know. All right, if we did lose that 210, 208 level, you got to watch the 200s all the way down to 195. But if it wants to do like Microsoft, look how similar these charts are. Right, look, right inside the channel, right? We kind of played around on the outside, and then we shot up from Microsoft. That's why we were waiting on it for so long, right? Played along the side, and then now we're shooting up inside the channel, right? Same outlook pretty much. And this one's going. But like I said, I like Microsoft buying time regardless. Like I'm gonna be in Microsoft regardless of how this plays out, right? And then yeah, all-time highs are right there, mind you. We just moved. What, from here to here in a matter of days, 15%. So much less, let's say we go up 30%. 30% will pretty much be almost at all-time highs. So I'm in Microsoft, whatever. Kind of like, like I said, it's easier with the Mag 7 because we know they can't just be that easily manipulated. Like, it's not going to fall 40% overnight, you know what I'm saying? The ones that went up 40% overnight, yeah, that's terrifying because we don't know what's going to happen. But NVIDIA is still pumping right now. It's actually up 2% right now. So this is going to be good if NVIDIA, if NVIDIA does continue to push back over, right, that 218 to, or was it my fault? Kind of this, 214 to 218 is kind of the zone to watch, right? So I don't want to go, too crazy. I did swing this one too, but, I don't want to go too crazy until we at least kind of break back over this area. All right. Bang, right? So if we can get back over this and hold, right, then this will be our new support, right? Look left. You got the breakout retest here, right? Held into this area, and then we just all-time high. So obviously I'm not saying, again, not just saying buy, it's going to go to all-time high. We hope it does, right? We would love if it did, but, you got to wait for certain things. If this, then that, remember? Because you don't want to be that person, again, who tries to just, it's just going to go in and then taps 120, and then the next day you wake up and you have a $20 dump. You know what I'm saying? So level to level, be patient, take your profit, roll it out if you want to. You know what I'm saying? There's smart ways to go about it rather than just, blindly closing your eyes and hitting the buy button, because that doesn't always work, right? Even though it's working in some of these tickers, it's kind of crazy, but that's just not a good habit you want to get into. You don't want to just be like, buy, because one day it's not going to work, right? One day the bull rally's going to be over. So you just don't want to be that person that, just catches the falling knife. Or not catches the falling knife, tries to buy the top. Let me see what else. Of course, I know y'all like it. I don't. Tesla. I hate Tesla. But y'all love Tesla, so I'll go over it. But anyway, Tesla, we held that 430, right? Remember we talked about this little cup and handle kind of playing out, right? And same rules, same thing. Tesla holds that 430, gets back above that 440, 445 level. Boom. 455s, right? 470 all the way up to maybe easily all-time high. Y'all know Tesla likes to just run, right? Tesla just likes to go. It is down right now. Not much, but it is down. But yeah, and then obviously let's end it with our favorite, right? Our baby. We know her like the back of our hand. Mrs. SPY, right? So SPY actually is up right now too, I believe. Oh yeah, SPY's up. Dang, SPY's at 758 right now. So SPY's already. Yep, see, it's already tagged my alert. Dang it. I hate when that happens. But this one's already went nuts. move all this out the way. So remember, when we're trading at all-time highs, remember, it's easier to take the shorts because it's easier to see resistance play out because we already have the days before. But it's harder to play calls. Not to say that we can't, but it's just you got to be a little bit more patient, right? Because we don't have true levels of, support and resistance just yet. We only have what we've had from, the day or two before, right? Which isn't much. So we are opening right now not opening, my fault. We did gap over all-time highs and Friday's high. Right now, like I said, 758.23. So, we're kind of like sitting right here. But if this does hold overnight, like I said, holds. Market opens, right? Or we get a little pop before market opens and it comes down. Remember, as long as it holds those same levels, we got previous day's close, previous day's high, right? We hold those levels. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you, We just keep rolling out, I guess. We're just buying time, holding it, rolling out. Like I said, the upside is going to be a lot harder, to play. But that is what it is, right? And if everything's going to just keep pumping, buy, roll, move here, roll, you know what I'm saying? And that's why kind of, like I said, I haven't really been day trading this one as much. We did catch this for a nice little 100 and something percent. I forget, but we did catch this nice little move. And we caught in the video on live, actually. We caught that for 125% on Friday as well. So we've been catching stupid bangers, 600%, 500%, you know what I'm saying? We're just catching it. So it is, like I said, it is fun. It's euphoric to just have these crazy days. But you have to remember that will come a day where the volatility is just not the highest. It's not, things aren't going bonkers every single day, So, make sure you have realistic expectations, right? Don't just get caught up in the euphoria and just be making stupid mistakes, Still take profit, still play level to level, right? Roll out by time. Remember, you're never going to miss a move. You might miss a trade, but you're never going to miss the move. You still can get a piece, right? You can catch the upside, downside. You can wait for consolidation, right? All of the above, right? And then it'll be even better, honestly, if SPY doesn't kind of hold this level, right? And even if it does kind of hold and go, we still have psychological level every kind of $5 to $10. So if it does hit 760, we'll watch reactions. But downside moves, let's say it doesn't hold, right? Boom, we start to lose previous day's high. First level to watch for, previous day's close, right? Second level to watch for, roughly in between previous day's lows and where are we at right now? Yeah, I mean, really, I guess in between both these zones, it's not really that big of a zone. 755, 754, nothing too crazy. But if we do get picked up, kind of how we did over here, right? And then see that from Thursday, we kind of held this area. So if we do get picked up over here, then, it's going to be another buy. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not, right, like I said, if downside is going to be a little bit easier to watch for because we won't hold the levels, right? We'll smack down, retest, right, and then we'll roll back down again, right? 752 all the way down to 751, 750 is, and then major, obviously, level to be watching for downside if we did go that far would just be 750, previous all-time high, right? Previous down all the way down here. And then if we just getting smacked, the video's getting smacked, everything's just getting smacked, and this is a pullback week, we still got gaps below, right? We still have gaps below. But remember, don't flip overly too bearish yet because remember, you always want to zoom out. Just because we might possibly have a crazy red day or, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying because you have to prepare for this kind of stuff, right? I still wanted to just go up and just cook the bears. It's easier. But, like I said, if we do, go up or whatever and then start to come down, remember, we need to set higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, right? You can't have higher highs without higher lows, right? You need higher highs, you need higher lows. So you need, you need this, right? You need this right here, right? You need these. These are important, right? So don't be scared of them, right? Don't be scared to buy them. We have one over here. We had a little pullback here, right? We had a little small pullback for a few days here. It wasn't even nothing too crazy. It was a nice little falling wedge into some support, right? So if we do, we can still set higher low, hard 4-hour higher lows. You know what I'm saying? So just be patient. You know what I'm saying? Don't hype yourself up to make a bad decision and then you're going to have to pay for it with your actual money. You know what I'm saying? If you feel a little terrified trading up here, wait. No one's making you buy anything. No one's making you trade. Remember, I always say it's as simple as you make it, right? This is as simple as you make it. If you go in at open, full port, you buy everything we just talked about, your heart's going to be beating a little fast. You're going to be like, all right, this got to go right now. But if you just give it some time, remember, Warren Buffett always says, I'd say this every other day, the stock market is a device used to transfer money from the impatient to the patient. So, it is what it is. Like I said, obviously I'm upset about IBM. Of course. The gap's up 15% the week we start talking about it. Of course. CRM, of course. CoreWeave, of course, right? All of this, of course, real upset. But like I said, that's the whole point of going on this video. We still have entries for a lot of them. Not everything's at all-time high, right? Just because you see crazy red or crazy green candles, not everything's at all-time high, right? Bang. Not everything's at all-time high. Some of these are just now breaking out. You feel what I'm saying? So, do your due diligence, obviously, and just decide, have some discernment, right? Don't just, everything, this one's at all-time, So, you got to make sure you diversify yourself, your portfolio, and, yeah, man, just keep it simple, Look, the whole market up. We still had little consolidation, pullback areas, right? Moves, and then overnight consolidation, pullback, consolidated for a little while. You know what I'm saying? In between here, pull back, keep going, pull back. You know what I'm saying? So pullbacks are natural. So, like I'm saying, don't just be terrified of a pullback just because, you don't know what's going on. So you need to know what's going on so that way you're just not scared. You're like, this ain't nothing crazy, right? Oh, I know what this is. We talked about this, right? We had a daily higher low over here. Boom, we made a daily higher high. So either we want to continue pushing up and then come set a daily higher low, or they want to set it now, right? Or they just want to retest it, right? Pullbacks are okay, so don't be scared of it, right? Remember, zoom out, be patient. You're gonna have to be a lot more patient with this just because it's so high up. But either way, man, we're still gonna make some money. It's still gonna be smooth. It's gonna be easy. Remember, it's gonna be as simple as you make it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me check real quick, see if there's anything else I missed. Somebody mentioned this one, Axon. I think what did it say? He missed it? Pretty sure Trump mentioned the others. I don't think I heard of this one. But, hey, see? I don't mind looking at stuff if it's not already at all-time highs, right? We already got a little support right here. Now we got a little falling wedge. Okay. Yeah, this might, see? You might be onto something, my boy. Let me check, see where Axon's at right now. AXON. Axon's up 1.5%, currently sitting at 455. Let's see. Sitting at 455. So nothing crazy. What's the weekly? Let's get back into the daily. But yeah. So hey, might have just found another one. It's kind of lagging. So, we'll put this one on the watch list as well. We'll see how it opens up. We'll watch for this. What is it? What's it called? Axon Enterprise. But yeah, like I said, remember, always do your due diligence. I'm just a guy on here giving y'all my opinion about what I like. You know what I'm saying? That's really about it. So, you still got to do your own work. You still got to learn for yourself, right? You got to do your homework. But, yeah, you might get a nice little move back up, especially if this is true. Again, verify for yourself if this is true, if Trump did mention this, or if it's in its holdings. Yeah, I do like the laggers. I'm not going to lie. I like the laggers. I don't want to be the person trying to buy IBM and it's already up here. We want an IBM down here. We missed it Friday. It runs 30% in 2 days, so it is what it is. But, yeah, man, I'm not mad at this, I'm not mad at it. Earnings coming up too. Okay. Yeah, so remember, that's another thing too. Make sure you're kind of aware of where the earnings are for a lot of these companies, because a lot of them are this month or next month. So we'll get there. When we get there, we'll play into it. So y'all be easy, man. That's pretty much gonna be it right now. I think that's all the tickers that we went over. So yeah, I'm gonna see y'all boys. Yeah, man, just be patient. Keep it simple, man. Keep it as simple as you can. Keep God first, and yeah, everything else will fall in place. It'll get easier as you go. So y'all be easy, man. Appreciate y'all. Out.